Yeah. Hey guys, everyone. Good evening to everyone. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Yeah, thank you for your confirmation. Yes. Good evening to all. Yeah. How are you doing after 2 days? Yeah, today and yeah, okay, fine, okay, fine. So today we are going to discussing about how to set up a real-time cluster. In the cluster, how to create how to deploy a application. And also we are going to discussing about how to set up a monitoring tools. So today's class is all about Kubernetes cluster setup and how can you able to deploy any application in Kubernetes cluster. So we will take one project from end to end, and then I will explain how to deploy any kind of project in Kubernetes cluster. So for that cluster or for that application, how can you able to set up monitoring? So that is these are all things we have today include in today's class we are going to discuss. So let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Yeah. See, so far we have discussed. Let me recap what we have discussed in last class. See, in last class we have discussed about what is deployment, why deployment, how to create a deployment. So all these things we have discussed, and also we have discussed service. What is service? Why service? How can you able to create a service, and also how can you able to expose our application in the cluster using the service, and also what are the service types cluster IP, node port, load balancer, external name. See, all these things in illustrators we have discussed. So I have explained with one restaurant analogy. So I compared Kubernetes cluster resources with the restaurant analogy. So chef will be act as a pod, food will be act as a application running, uh, customer will be act as a end user. So team of chef will be act as a, or group of chef will be act as a replica set in the Kubernetes cluster. So, and also there is a head cook or head chef. So head chef or head cook will be act as a deployment in the cluster. So, and also there is a waiter. Waiter only will serve the food to the customer, restaurant customer. Similarly, in Kubernetes cluster also, service only will serve the application to the end user. That means service only can expose the application to the end users. Then only user can able to access your application. So that is the real-time analogy. Chef, pod, team of chef, replica set, kitchen head cook or head chef, deployment, waiter, and service. So these are the real-time analogies what we have discussed in last class. So I think I hope you understood very well Kubernetes resources. Because why I have taken the restaurant analogy for this because of pod, replica set, deployment, service. These four resources are very, very important. Without using these four services, there is no any application deployed in the cluster. Without having these four resources, there is no any application is running in Kubernetes cluster. So that's why I have taken one restaurant analogy. So that's why I explained more about what is pod, what is replica set, what is deployment, what is a service. So these are the pillars of a Kubernetes cluster. Without having these resources, these four resources, you cannot deploy any application. You can go wherever you want. You can check any application. Definitely, there will be a pod, there will be a replica set, there will be a deployment, there will be a service. So let me explain how to create a KATS cluster setup. Today our agenda is KATS cluster setup and monitoring. KATS cluster setup and monitoring. So let me explain more about so these things. So first let us discuss how to set up a cluster. See what are the prerequisites for setting up a cluster. So you need to understand about what are the prerequisites of cluster setup. So cluster prerequisites. Let me explain cluster prerequisites. Let me explain one by one. See, firstly, you need you need one virtual machine or EC2 instance. Then you need to create one IAM user. Inside the IAM user, you need to create AWS access keys. Access keys. Third prerequisite, that is, you had to install AWS CLI. Then then you have to configure AWS access keys in your terminal or in your virtual machine. So that is the third prerequisite. Then you have to install EKS CTL. Then you have to install EKS CTL. So then you have to install kubectl. So remember, these five prerequisites are very, very important. Without having any one of these, it is not possible to create or to set up a real-time cluster. So what is the first one? You need one virtual machine. You have to create one IAM user. Why we need to create an IAM user? Because we need these access keys. So that's why if you want to get these access keys, you should create IAM user. And then only it is possible to create AWS access keys. So that's why we need to create an IAM user. Then inside the IAM user, create a AWS access keys. So then install AWS CLI. See, after installing the AWS CLI, you need to configure your AWS access keys in your virtual machine. Then you have to install EKS-CTL. Then you have to install kubectl. So let me explain one by one. So first, let me complete first one. So let me go to my AWS account. So let me create one virtual machine. Click on the launch EC2 instance. I'm giving K8s cluster or K8s. So this is my server name. Then I'm choosing Ubuntu OS. Don't bother about I have a complete document. You can just follow the class. So I'm choosing a T2 medium instance type. Then I'm choosing existing key pair. Already I have. Then I'm going with default security group. I'm giving configuration storage up to 20 GB. It is enough. Then click on launch EC2 instance. Then click on instances. Do refresh. Look for running instance. This is my running instance. Before connecting, let me check security group. How are the port numbers are enabled? Okay, let me enable port number 22 for SSH protocol because we need to connect our HTTP instance by following the SSH protocol. SSH protocol. And also let me enable all TCP for Kubernetes cluster on our application. Save rules. Go to the EC2 instances. Just click on connect. Connect your EC2 instance using PuTTY server by following the SSH protocol. SSH protocol is very, very important whenever you want to connect remote servers. Click, click, 60 seconds, click, click, credentials, browse, Gen25 my key pair, open, accept. So what we need to do? You need to become as a root user by using sudo space su. So then what next? You have to update your operating system by using apt space update -1. Sorry, -u I mentioned. Okay, it is taking no problem. Okay, that's it. So what is the next one? So first one is completed. So second requirement, we need a IAM user, then we need to create a access keys. So let me explain. Just search for the IAM in search bar, click on the IAM dashboard, click on the users. So let me click on the create user, create a siphon user, because of I'm going to creating this user for my cluster setup. So click on the next, click on the attach policies directly, then select next second one, administrator access. Then come down, next, then click on the create user. See, user has been created, create siphon user. So what was the next step? You should create AWS access keys inside the IAM user. So let me go to the IAM user. So this is my IAM user. Let me open it. Yeah. See, this is my username. See, there is a security credentials access, security credentials. So click on the security credentials. So look for access keys. See, there is a access keys. So let me click on the create access key. See, choose command line interface because of we are going to providing this access keys by using the command line interface only. So that's why you should use the command line interface use case. Scroll down, confirm the checkbox. Don't forget to confirm the checkbox. Then click on the next, create access keys. See, this is my access key. This is my secret access key. So please download. If you want to use these keys for future purpose, please click on the download.csv file. It will download into your local cluster. Why? Because these keys only visible only one for one time only. Look at the screen. See, the secret key can be viewed or downloaded. This only time that the security access key can be viewed or downloaded. So you cannot recover it later. So that's why if you want to use for a long time, then download it. For temporary purpose, just copy these two keys and configure in the terminal. That's it. Based upon your requirement. Because of, I need for future purpose also. So that's why I download it. So let me go to the file manager, go to the downloads. See, this is my user access keys. Let me open up this Excel sheet. See, here I can see access key. Let me expand access key, secret access key. So now you need to configure these two keys in the virtual machine. So what was the next prerequisite? See, we have created IAM user, we have created access keys. If you want to configure, if you want to provide or configure these two access keys in your virtual machine, you should install AWS CLI. So that's why you should install AWS CLI, then configure your AWS access keys in your virtual machine. So let me explain how you can able to install AWS CLI. See, on your browser, open new tab, just type install AWS CLI on Ubuntu OS. Specify your operating system. Click on the first link. Install or updating to the latest version of the AWS CLI. Click. Slowly scroll down. See, here we have installation and update instructions. Linux, Mac OS, Windows. See, our Ubuntu is a Linux family. So click on the Linux, scroll down. For suppose, if you have already AWS CLI, if you want to remove, just you can use this command. Because of I don't have, I didn't install AWS CLI. So that's why I don't need to execute this command. Skip this command, slowly scroll down. See, to install the AWS CLI, run the following command. So you have to use these commands to install AWS CLI. See, before executing these commands or before installing AWS CLI, you should install unzip software, unzip tool. Why you need to install unzip tool? Because this command will download or will install your AWS CLI in the form of zip file. So zip file. So you need to unzip this file. How can you unzip? By using this command only. So that's why before installing AWS CLI, please make sure you should install unzip software or tool. So let me explain how can you able to install. Come to the server, clear the screen, apt install unzip, then -1. For suppose if you don't know the command how to install unzip, let me explain. See, this shortcut will work only on Ubuntu OS. So just type unzip, hit the enter. See, it is clearly telling command ap unzip not found, but can be installed with this command. So you can copy this command, just paste it, hit the enter. See, it will install unzip. So you don't need to remember commands. So this trick only will work for only Ubuntu operating systems. Okay. So now let me explain how to install. So now copy all these commands. So we have installed unzip software tool. So copy these commands, come to the server, just give right click, hit the enter. See, the AWS ELA has been installed and it is unzipping the file. See, it's completed. So now by using this command, you can check the AWS ELA version, whether it is installed or not. Hit the enter. See, I can see AWS ELA version 2.27.17. So this is how we can able to install AWS ELA. So then what was the next process? Then configure the AWS access keys. Okay, let me explain how to configure the AWS access keys. So what is the command? The command is AWS configure. AWS configure. Hit the enter. See, clearly it is asking AWS access key ID. Where it is available? Already we have downloaded. So copy this access key ID, come to the server, paste it. Then it is asking secret access key. So copy the secret access key. So this is my secret access key. Come to the terminal, paste it, hit the enter. So now it is asking default region name. See, why do we need to provide this result, the region name? Because you have to tell this command where cluster has to be created, where you want to create the cluster, in which region you want to create the cluster. So for that, just go to the AWS console management. See, in this so where I have created EC2 instance, so let me, yeah, so this is my EC2 instance. Yeah, this is my KATS is my EC2 instance. See, the EC2 instance is available in which region? If you click on here, so this is my region, SA-East-1. So this region name you have to specify. So copy this region name, come to the server, paste it in. See, sometime it will be visible here, your region name. Sometimes it won't visible. For suppose, in this case, at this time it is not visible. So that's why I specified here. For suppose if it is visible, no need to configure, just hit the enter. Okay, now hit the enter. See, default output format, none. No need to enter anything, just leave as default. Hit the enter. That's it. So what was the next prerequisite? We have done virtual machine, we have done IAM user, access keys, install AWS ELA, we have configured access keys also. So then you should install EKS CTL. See, why you need to install EKS CTL? It is one of the resource for cluster. So let me explain. Install EKS CTL on Ubuntu OS. Hit the enter. So click on the installation first link. Click on the installation first link. See, slowly scroll down. Yeah. See, for Unix is nothing but Linux. For Windows, okay. For Docker, for Mac OS, okay. Now let me copy the commands for Windows, Linux, like Unix commands. So click on here, copy all commands, come to the virtual machine, paste it, hit the enter. See, it will install EKSCTL on my server. See, what was the output? Okay. That means successfully EKSCTL has been installed. Please look for the output. If you don't get okay, If you didn't get any OK as output, that means it haven't installed successfully on your server. So what was the next step? What is the next step? Install kubectl. So let me install kubectl. Same, open the new tab, just type install install kubectl on Ubuntu OS. Hit the enter. Click on the first link. See, for installing kubectl, it will little confusion. Little confusion. Don't bother about. Just look at the screen carefully. Slowly scroll down. See, install kubectl binary with curl Linux. Okay. So just copy the first command. Come to the server. Paste it. Hit the enter. See, it is installing. It's done. See, there is no any error. So that's why we can go for the next step. Slowly scroll down. Slowly scroll down. See, you need to validate the binary file. Okay. Copy this command. Second step. Copy the second command. Come to the server. Paste it. Hit the enter. See, now it is installing. It is installed. See, there is nothing. There is no error. It is it given successful output. So now you need to validate your binary file. How can you validate? By using this command. See, if I execute this command, I should get output like this: kubectl colon OK. Okay. See, clearly they are telling if valid, the output is like this by using this command. Let's see which output we are going to get. See, kubectl colon OK. Right, correct output only we got. So we can move forward. Slowly scroll down. Then third step, look for the third step. So copy this command. So you should install is ekctl, kubectl. Hit the enter. See, it's installed. So what is the next step? You need to check the kubectl version, whether it is installed or not. How can you check? Slowly scroll down. Look for the fourth step. So test to ensure the version you install is up to date or not. So copy this command, come to the server, paste it, hit the enter. See, client version is available, customized version is also available. For suppose, if you execute, after executing this command, version is not visible, for that, you can execute these two commands. So chmod plus kubectl, mkdir-p command, and mv kubectl local bin kubectl command. See, after executing these commands, again you have to execute, again you have to check the version by using this command. Okay, that is the another solution. So now we have install kubectl also. So we have done all these 5 prerequisites. So then you have to understand about cluster creation command. So you need to create a cluster. So how can you create the cluster? Let me explain. What is the command? Cluster creation command. See, it is a lengthy command. Don't bother, don't feel fear. If by practicing, it is easy to remember the command. Okay. So you should install eksctl. The command is eksctl create cluster -name. So you can provide a meaningful name to your cluster. It could be anything. You can do whatever you want. I'm giving kads-cluster. So this is my cluster name. Then give space. So then you need to specify your region name. That means, remember, see, while configuring your AWS access case, so that time, which region you have given, same region only you have given here also. Okay. Remember this point. Now let me copy my region name. So this is my region name, SA East-1. So copy this region name, come to here, paste it. SA East-1. So that's it. So then you need to configure availability zones. See, why you need availability zones? Because you need, okay, how can you configure availability zones? See, there is a region. In this region, definitely there will be a sub zones, availability zones. So you have to configure availability zones within the region only. So how can you know, or how can you configure availability zones? Let me explain. See, same region name copy. You have to copy here, just paste it. See, after one, just add a. See, the actual region name is SA-East-1. The availability zone name is SA-East-1A. Similarly, you can copy the same command, same region name, then copy here, then remove the A and add the B. So this is how you can able to configure the availability zones. So if you want configure another availability zone, just add one C, add one D. So like that can able to configure availability zones. Okay, this is all about how can able to configure availability zone. So then you need to specify node group name. Why you need to specify node group name? Already I told you. Cluster is a combination of nodes. There are two type of nodes. One is master node, one is worker node. Okay, so you need to provide a meaningful name to your worker node. So that's why you should follow the, you should provide a flag name that is hyphen node group hyphen name. So then give a space, configure a or provide a meaningful name. For suppose KATS hyphen node. So this node group. Okay, this is my node group name. Then you need to specify node type. That means which EC2 instance that node group has to use for creating. Okay, so you have to specify the EC2 instance type also. So for creating the worker nodes. So that's why you should use hyphen node space hyphen type. So then configure the instance type. It may be T2 medium, it may be T2 small, it may be T2, T3 medium, whatever it may be, it's up to you. Based upon your application requirement, you can configure that node type, EC2 instance type. So then you should specify hyphen nodes. See what is mean by hyphen nodes? It is nothing but you have to specify how many worker nodes or how many nodes you need for your application. For example, if you want to just mention the number 2, 3 mention 3, 5 mention 5, 10 mention 10, 50 mention 50. Okay, like that you can able to configure. So right now I need only two worker. Let me give 3 worker nodes. So that's fine. So this is the command for creating a Kubernetes cluster in AWS console management. So EKSETL, create cluster, then hyphen name, provide a meaningful name to your cluster, then configure or specify your region name. Then you have to configure or specify availability zones within your region. Then you need to provide a meaningful name to your node group by using hyphen node group hyphen name. Then provide a name for node group. So then you have to specify which EC2 instance by using which EC2 instance you want to create worker nodes. So for that hyphen node hyphen type, then mention T2 medium or T2 small, T2 micro, T3 medium, whatever it may be. Then configure hyphen nodes. Then specify the number, how many worker nodes you need. See what is mean by worker, what is mean by node? What is mean by node? It is a group of virtual machines. It is a group of virtual machine. So if someone will ask what is mean by a node, just you can say it is a group of virtual machines. So why your application your application entire workload, your application entire workload, your application entire workload is going to be deployed inside the node only or worker node only. So that is all about node. So let me copy this command, come to the cluster, try to install the Kubernetes cluster. Come to the cluster, a server, just paste it. So this is the command. Now hit the enter. See, it is going to installing. Okay, It will take around 10 minutes. Remember, whenever you want to create a Kubernetes cluster, it will take for creating it will take 10 minutes. For deleting also it will take 10 minutes. Okay. So meanwhile, let us discuss. So meanwhile, if you have any questions so far, please you can ask. Isn't it against AWS best practices to configure AWS access keys and secret access key and HTTP? Uh, I didn't understand your question, Kalyani. Can you improvise? See, isn't it against best practices to configure AWS keys? No, it should require. It is mandatory to provide the AWS access keys. You are asking the right, but you have to provide the access keys. Without providing the access keys, it cannot create the cluster. You need to provide. You can secure your cluster, your EC2 instance. There are options. You can secure your EC2 instance. There will be many options. Okay, we can have issues EC2 with the role as well. Yes, we have IAM roles. You can use IAM roles. Or else you can make your instance private mode instead of keeping public mode. So then no one will access. Then no one cannot access your application. We have multiple options. Don't bother about that. Others, anyone so far have any questions, please, regarding Kubernetes? Just ask. It will take 10 minutes for creating the cluster. The cluster is going to creating. We have a sufficient time to discuss. You can ask if you have any questions, or you can speak out. No problem. Yes, uh, we need cluster, so that's why I'm waiting. Once cluster is created, then we will deploy some applications. Then how can you able to deploy application? How can you able to access our application? How can you able to see the user's data? So we can deploy a single tier application or two tier application also. We'll see how database is going to store our users' data. It is still creating. Still it's creating. It will take some more minutes. Okay. Meanwhile, let us discuss about monitoring tools. Okay. What are the monitoring tools we have? We are going to use it. So let us discuss more about monitoring tools. Yeah. See, just look at the screen. For creating the cluster, it will take some more minutes. So meanwhile, we can discuss about what are the monitoring tools we are going. See, mainly we will use two tools for monitoring. One is for Prometheus and another one is for Grafana. So let us discuss what is mean by Prometheus. Why we should understand about Prometheus. See, completely Prometheus is an open source platform for monitoring and for alerting. For suppose you have deployed one application, the application is running or deploy inside the Kubernetes cluster. So you have to understand about how much CPU is using. So how much memory is in use. So how much traffic is coming towards my application. So how many connection fails, how many total requests, see how many failed requests. See all these things you have to monitor. So how can you monitor? You should understand about the Prometheus only. See why Prometheus? See, whenever you want to monitor any application, you should need application metrics. So how can you get the metrics from your application? See, there is a tool that is all about Prometheus. Prometheus only will expose or will provide metrics from your application to monitor your application. So by metric will help to monitor or to understand, oh, this much of CPU is uses, this much of memory is using, this much of traffic is coming towards my application, this many servers are running, these many servers are not running, these many servers are in use, these many servers are not in use. So all these things you can able to monitor by using the application metrics. So what is our requirement? We need to monitor our server, our application. So how can you monitor? With the help of metrics only. So who will provide the metrics? Prometheus will provide the metrics. So that is so this is the interrelation between Prometheus and application monitoring. So this is all about what is mean by Prometheus. See, it's a Prometheus is an open source systems monitoring and alerting toolkit originally built at SoundCloud. SoundCloud. So since its inception in 2012, see many companies and organizations have adopted Prometheus. So what is mean by adapted? See, it is an open source platform. That means code is available for everyone. So they will clone the project. They can improvise. So they can change modifications as per their requirement. So then they will keep it as private. So that is all about many companies and organizations have adopted Prometheus. So and the project has a very active developer and user community. That means Prometheus has a very active and bigger developer and user community. So it is now standalone open source project. So and it is maintained independently of any company. Okay, that maintained independently of any company. So to emphasize this and to clarify this project's governance structure, Prometheus joined Cloud Native Count Foundation. See, already I explained what is mean by Cloud Native Computing Foundation. As a right, currently Kubernetes is also managing by the Cloud Native Computing Foundation only. So that's why Prometheus joined with Cloud Native Computing Foundation in 2016 as the second hosted project. So what was the first hosted project? Kubernetes only. See, clearly they are telling in 2016 as the second host project after Kubernetes. That means Kubernetes is a first host project for whom Cloud Native Computing Foundation, CNCF. Okay. Then Prometheus will collect and stores its metrics. What its metrics? Our application metrics as time series data. That means metrics information is stored with the timestamp. So don't bother about this time of okay. This time how many metrics are came up? How many metrics are not came up? So you can easily understand. You can easily divide by using the Prometheus metrics information because metric information is stored with a timestamp. So at which it was recorded. Alongside there is optional key value pairs are called labels. That means you can able to the key value pairs are available. They are calling as labels. So this is all about what is mean by Prometheus. So what are the features? Prometheus main features are a multi-dimensional data model with time series data identified by metric name and key value file. That means it is a time, the metrics will be stored as a time series and time stamp. So then you can able to detect, you can able to understand the time and recording along with the key value pairs. So then it will support from QL. That means you can able to write a query. If you are good in query, you can able to write a query. That means a flexible query language to leverage this dimensionality. That means Prometheus will support flexible query language to leverage this dimensionality. Okay, no reliance on disturbed storage. Single server nodes are anonymous. So no, don't bother about reliance. Don't bother about storage. Okay, nodes are anonymous. So time series collection happens via full model over HTTP. So the time series collection happens via the full model over the HTTP. So HTTP stands for Hypertext Protocol. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So pushing the time series is supported via the intermediary gateway. And also you can able to discover targets inside the Prometheus server. So that is all about features of Prometheus. So now let me explain what are the metrics. See, primary aim of or primary purpose of Prometheus is to provide metrics only. So what is metric? See, metric is nothing but a numerical measurements in layperson terms. So that means the term time series refers to the recording of changes over time. See, what users want to measure differs from the application to application. That means metrics are a numerical measurements in a layperson terms. So it could be request times for a database. So that is all about what is mean by metrics. So metrics play an important role in understanding why your application is working in a certain way. So that's what I'm telling. By using the metrics only, you can able to monitor your application. You can understand about your application performance, how your application is going to performing. So what was the issues are there? How I can improve my application performance more. So by using the metrics only. So why the my application metrics is working in a certain way. So that's what metrics play an important role in understanding of why your application is working in a certain way. So let's assume you are running a web application and discover that is slow. That means you are running one web application. You have found or you have discovered it is running slow. Why it is running slow? You can able to understand these metrics. By using these metrics only, you can able to find the root cause why my web application is running slow. So to learn what is happening with your application, you will need some information. So who will provide the information? For suppose when the number of requests is high, so the application may become slow. That means towards your application, request is increasing. So that time definitely your application performance may become slow. So you have to understand about. So if you have the request count metric, for suppose if you have the request metric count, you can able to determine the cause. Okay, increasing the number of servers to handle the load. So that means if you have a metric for request count, you can able to understand, oh, this much of traffic is coming towards my application. So that's why my application is running slow. So I need to increase the number of servers to handle the workload. So that is what metrics, and this is how metrics will help to monitor our application performance. So that is all about what is meant by Prometheus, what are the features, what are the metrics. So this is all about Prometheus. So now let me explain what is meant by Grafana. See, without having metrics is not sufficient, is not enough to monitor your application. You need dashboards. So dashboards will give a clear picture of your application. So who will provide a dashboards? Grafana only. So Grafana enables you to query, to visualize, to alert, and explore your metrics and logs and traces wherever they are stored. That means Grafana will provide a amazing dashboards and visualize, and then only you will get a clear picture how this much of traffic is coming towards my application. This many servers are running. This many servers are not running. This much of CPU is in use. This much of memory is using. See, all these things you can able to understand by visualizing the dashboards. So who will provide the dashboards? Grafana only will provide the dashboard. Grafana is also completely open source platform. It is a completely free service, free platform. So this is all about what is meant by Prometheus, what is meant by metric, what is meant by Grafana. So this is the theoretical introduction of what Prometheus and Grafana. So once we have done with deployment of application deployment with the Kubernetes cluster, then we will go for setting up a monitoring tools. Okay, this is all about monitoring tools. So now let me check whether my cluster is created or not. See, EKS cluster, KDSFN cluster in this region is ready. Okay, now let me go to the EKS, search for EKS. See, EKS stands for Elastic Kubernetes Service. Click, look for your cluster, whether it is created or not, and it is active or not. if you look at the screen, click on the clusters. Yeah, see, my cluster name is K8S7 cluster. Status is active. What is the version? 1.32. See, so support period. Then upgrade policy extended. See, created 20 minutes ago, it has created. So, provider, who is the provider? EKS. It is AWS EKS provider. See, if you want to see more details about your cluster, see, you can see more about the details. See, cluster healthy issues, zero. Upgrade insights, zero. Node healthy issues, zero. Everything is perfect. So slowly scroll down. See API server endpoint. It is very, very important. See, without having API server endpoint, you cannot run your cluster, cannot deploy any cluster. It is very, very important. Okay. It is a it is a oxygen for cluster. API server endpoint is a oxygen. But then slowly scroll down. See IAM roles, all this you can able to understand. So click on the computer. So now you need to look for how many workers are there. So inside that in Kubernetes dashboard, where you can able to see your worker nodes, click on the compute. Slowly scroll down. See node groups one. We have one node group. That node group is KDS-node-GP. If you remember, same name here I given. KDS-node-GP. So now let me check the click on see desired state. What is the desired state? 3. Because I have given worker node -hyphen nodes 3. So that's why 3 nodes are available. If I open this group name, I can see nodes. Okay, nodes are not visible here. The nodes will be visible where EC2 dashboards because of these nodes has been created by using the EC2 instance type T2 medium. Okay, that is all about yeah. See, minimum size is uh, 3 nodes, maximum size is 3 nodes, desired state is 3 nodes. Okay, now let me show you the worker nodes. This is a worker node group. This is a worker group name, node group name. Let me show you the worker nodes. Click on the EC2 instances. If you look at the screen, this is my actual EC2 instance where I have executed all commands. Remaining rest 3 are my worker nodes, KDS7 cluster, KDS7 cluster. So these 3 are my worker nodes. See, if I open this any one of the worker node instance ID, it will it doesn't have any public IP address. Oh, it is have, but it doesn't have any key pair. Look at the screen. There isn't any key pair. That means you cannot connect this EC2 instance because of it will be act as a worker node only. You cannot connect to any worker node. Okay. Now let me explain. Let come to the cluster. So this is our cluster. So whenever you install any cluster, the first thing what you need to do, you have to check the worker nodes. See, worker nodes are available or not. Okay. If worker nodes are available, what is the status of your worker nodes? How can you check? What is the command? kubectl get nodes. Hit the enter. See, if you look at the screen, I can see 3 worker nodes. So what is the status? Ready, 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 ready. See, what is the age? 12 minutes ago, this worker nodes has been created. So this is my worker nodes version. Okay, there is no any roles assigned to this worker nodes. So this is how you can able to create a cluster. How you can able to see a Kubernetes worker nodes within the cluster. So now the task is you need to understand about how you can able to deploy any application. Okay, so for that you need some YAML files. So without having YAML files, it is not possible to deploy any application, right? So let us discuss how we can able to deploy a application. So firstly, let me clone my one of the application repository. Let me clone. So first, let's try with one retail application. One retail application. Before going to detail application, okay, go with retail application. Yeah. So this is my retail application. This application has a deployment YAML file, service YAML file. See, this deployment YAML file, service YAML file is for my front-end server. So another deployment YAML file, another service YAML file is available. See, these two YAML files, these two YAML files regarding for my database server. See, this application has MongoDB as a database server. Okay. Now we are going to deploying this retail application, which is having a front end of server and database MongoDB as a database. So copy the repo URL. See, please remember this repository has two branches. One is main, master, but your application source code is available in master branch. So whenever you have multiple branches, whenever you have a multiple branches, whenever you are cloning, you should specify the branch name. So then only it will clone your application source code. Okay, then -b to mention your branch name. So this is how you can able to mention a branch name whenever if you have multiple branches of your repository. So now let me hit the enter. See, it is cloning my repository. If you give ls, I can see my repo name. See, retail hyphen application underscore Kubernetes. So let me enter into the repository, give enter, give ls, hit the enter. See, I can see Docker file, data folder, MongoDB deployment YAML file, package.json file, server.js file, deployment YAML file, all these files are available. So now we can go for deploying our application. Okay, we will deploy this application after the break. Now time is 2 o'clock. Try to everyone take a break for 15 minutes. We will continue our session by 8:15. Go for a break, everyone. Hello everyone. I hope you came back. Can someone confirm the chat box? Yeah. Yes. Thank you. So let's continue our session. So let me share my screen. See, we have clone one repository into our cluster. So now what we need to do? We need to deploy the application. So how can we deploy the application? So what is the process? Already you know. So you need YAML files, so deployment YAML file, service YAML file. So how can you know how to run that YAML files also? So before that, let me explain this entire repository. See, this is a retail application. So this application has MongoDB as a database server. Then there is a front-end server. Okay. If I let me open the deployment YAML file. So this is our front-end server deployment YAML file. See, kind is deployment, metadata is a name, meaningful name to our deployment name. Then replicas count is 3. Label name, what was the label name? User profile, same label name here it is available. Then containers. See, this is my container name. This is the Docker image name. So this is my application container port number. So then you have to configure your Mongo, your database, your environment variables, because your front-end server has to connect with our that MongoDB server, MongoDB. Then only the user's data is going to be stored. So that's why you need to configure your environment variables. So like that, you can able to configure your environment variables. So this is all about deployment YAML file. See, this is environment variable name. This is value. So you should open env section under the ports. So then give hyphen, then type name. You should mention your environment variable name. So where these values will be available. If you look at the screen, there is a .env file. If I open the .env file, I can see variables. See, I have 5 variables, environment variables. One is MongoDB URI, session secret, port, email user, email pass. So these environment variables you have to configure inside the front-end deployment YAML file. Okay. So this is name. So this is real value. This is name. This is value. This is name. This is value. So like that you can able to configure your environment variable. It is for any application, not for this application. So let me explain the service YAML file. See, there is service, kind is service, name is a user node-js-service. Then what is the type? Load balancer. That means I am going to expose this application out of the cluster by using the service type load balancer. Okay. Then port number 3130, target browser 3130, protocol is TCP. Then selector. See why you should select, you should specify this selector, because this label name is assigned with your pod inside the deployment YAML file. So that's why service will recognize your pod, then it will forward the request whenever users want to access the application. Okay, same label name you can able to find out user profile. If I open deployment YAML file, I can see same label name. So this is all about front end server deployment YAML file, service YAML file. So now let me explain data MongoDB deployment YAML file. See, kind is deployment, name is MongoDB, replica count is 2, labels MongoDB, same label name. Then the container name is MongoDB, image Mongo latest. See, MongoDB container port number is 2710. So then environment, you should provide your database name. So this is my database name. So it will be act as a environment variable. So this is all about where it is available. If I open the .env file, this is my database name. My capital database. So this is my database name. Same name I can see here. Okay. Now let me open the service.yml file. See, kind is service, MongoDB, then label name also same label name, which I use in the deployment YAML file. Port number 2710, 2710, 27017. Protocol is TCP. See why Here I didn't specify service type as cluster IP, node port, load balancer. Why? Because remember, in real time, you should not expose your database as a load balancer or outside. That means the database server in any time should be private endpoints only, not as a public endpoint. Remember this point. Okay, that's why I didn't specify any service type. What will happen if you don't specify service type directly? It will be exposed as a service type cluster IP. So then it will be private. So no one can access your database server. So that is all about the service ML file. Okay. Let me come to the cluster. So let me deploy the application. kubectl. One second. Let me check deployment ML file. What was the okay MongoDB? Okay. See, in environment variable, developers specify the local host because of they develop the application on their local terminal. So they can they can test their application by using local host only. But in real time, you have to change this local host as MongoDB. Okay. If you look at the screen, MongoDB. For suppose if you keep local host, it won't connect this pendant server cannot connect to your database server. So that is the thing you have to remember. Let me come to the cluster. So first, remember, if you have database server, if you have front-end server, firstly, you need to deploy database server before deploying front-end application. Okay. So let me firstly deploy the MongoDB deployment YAML file. Okay. Let me kubectl apply -f MongoDB, enter. See, deployment MongoDB created. Now you need to create service for database also. kubectl apply -f. This is MongoDB service YAML file. Enter. See, service also created. So then you need to deploy your front-end application. It is a good practice. Then deploy the front-end deployment YAML file. That's it. See, deployment has been created. Then create a service. Then user service YAML file. Enter. So this is how you can able to deploy a application. So now let me explain. And now let's see all the resources. How can I see? kubectl get all. By using this command, you can able to get all, you can able to see all resources at a time. If you look at the screen, first two parts are MongoDB running 66 seconds. Last three parts are front-end application. All parts are running. Age is 33 seconds. See, this is a default Kubernetes service type. Don't forget this. Forget about this. So this is Mongo database service, MongoDB service. See, cluster IP. This is our front-end service, load balancer. See, there is a external IP address. By using this IP address, you can able to access the retail application. See, deployment MongoDB 2 by 2, 60 seconds ago it has created. User profile deployment. See, MongoDB replica set. Front-end application, front-end server replica set. See, this is how you can able to deploy any application in the cluster. So now let me explain how to access the server. So let me So this is the external IP address I copied. By you have to use port number also. 3130 is my port number. Okay. Let me copy the external IP address. Open new tab on your browser. Colon 3130 is my application container port number. Hit the enter. So this is a retail application. So firstly, you need to register. See, now I'm going to entering my data. Let's see how MongoDB is storing my data. How I can see this data inside the MongoDB. So let me explain. See, morally, let me provide a company email. Come to here, provide a valid email. Phone number is let me provide. Password I'm giving. Now click on the register. See registration successful. Please log in. So copy the email. You need to provide the valid email. Then provide the password. See, it will send one OTP, okay, to your email only. Okay. So let me get the OTP. Yeah. See your OTP code 5 minutes. It is valid for 5 minutes only. Okay. 0 minutes ago, it sent. Copy the my OTP. Come to here. Provide login. Invalid OTP. Your OTP code is same. Yeah. See, the OTP is valid. Now I logged in into the application, Fresh Market. So click on the home, about us, able to know what are the services are available, cooking oils, uh, fresh fruits and vegetables, dal. Okay, this page is not found. Biscuit, cart, contact us. So this is how we can able to deploy any application in Kubernetes cluster. So now let me explain how we can see the data. See, just now I have entered my email name, username, password, address, mobile number, all these things. So now I can see the data. What is the command? So for that, you should understand about how to enter inside the project, inside the pod. See, as of now, we have discussed how to enter inside the container. See, we will use Docker exec -it container name. So similarly, you should enter inside the pod only. If you want to see the data, definitely you should enter inside the MongoDB pod. So let me explain how we can able to enter inside the MongoDB pod. So let me explain. Same, we have to use kubectl exec. For suppose Docker container, we will use Docker exec. So -it, then mention your pod name. See, you should mention your MongoDB pod name only. Okay, this is my pod name. Paste it. So now you should specify -- space Mongoose. So it is a shell script cell. Okay, Mongoose. Hit the enter. If you look at the screen, see connected. Yeah. See, I logged in into the my MongoDB database server. So now I can see data. See how I can see the data. See for that you should know your database name. You need you want to know. You have to figure out your database name. What is your database name? Let me explain. So this is your database name. You want to look for this database name. Inside this database name only, inside this database only, your data will be stored. So let me explain. What is the command? You just whenever you want to see your database server, just type show DBs. Show DBs. Hit the enter. See, you can see admin is one of the database, config local my database. So this is my actual database. So let me enter inside the this database. So what is the command? Use space mention your database server. Hit the enter. See, switch it to the DB my database. See my database. So now you need to see the data. How can you see the data? Oh, what is the command? You just need to execute command show collections. Show collections. Hit the enter. See contacts, sessions, users. Which information you want to see? Only contacts or sessions or users. See, if you see the users, you can able to see all the data. So now let me explain how you can able to see the users data. So let me explain what is the command db contacts or db users dot find db users dot find closure bracket normal bracket then dot pretty then normal brackets. So this is the command db users. See, I want to see users data. So that's why here I mentioned. If you want to see sessions, mention this name. If you want to say contacts, mention this name here. So this is the command db dot users dot find then brackets close normal close brackets dot pretty. Hit the enter. Why the data is not showing? Okay, let me change the contacts. Let me remove the users. Let me change the contacts. Contacts. There is a typo mistake. Okay, even though where was the mistake? DB users. Okay, users DB dot users dot find. Okay, that's correct. Dot print. Everything is correct. Let me execute the show collections. Okay, that's fine. Show collections. DB users. Okay, let me type again. DB dot users dot find bracket dot pretty okay, let me open the document. I have a document. No, not this one. Just go down. Look for the comments. Okay, this command is done. Show DBs is done. Choose your DBs. That's also done. Show collection, it is also done. Okay, let me copy this command. Come to the Kubernetes cluster. Why it is not showing? Let me exit from the database. Okay. Let me enter again. Let me check qfill get all. Okay, pods are running. kubectl get exec. Okay, enter. Okay, that's it. So we have done this command. So then you should execute this command. Copy. Okay, that's it. Come to the document. Choose your DB. Choose your DB. So you should use this command. Use my database. So let me execute. Use my database. Okay, I switch. Then show collections. Then DB users. Okay, data is not stored. So let me log in and enter the data again. So let me provide another same mail only. Copy. Let me register. Mohan, email, phone number. Let me give different phone number. 9492830601 7 by 7 HSR layout password. Let me give different password. Mohan 123 register. Okay. Then provide your email, valid email. Then come to here, paste it. Let me provide my actual password. Login failed. Capital M, Mohan, capital M, Mohan at 123. Okay. Go to the mail, look for the OTP. Okay, this is a new OTP. Copy the OTP. Come to here, paste it, verify the OTP. Why it is not login? Correct OTP only 475543. 475453. Yes. Okay, let me try logging to another pod. This pod is not working. Let me try to another pod. Just give up arrow, change the pod name. This is our another pod. Enter. Okay. Copy the command. Show DBs. Enter. Then you need to choose your DB and get the data. Use the database. Let me check the document. Okay. See here, I should mention small d. Okay, now it will work. That is the error. So now let me execute show collections. Okay, no collections are there. Let me execute again. Capital D. Okay, show collections. Okay, collections are available. Now we can use this command. DB users. See, now I can see my data. So which data I entered? See, my name is Murli. My mail is Client Technologies. My mobile number, my address, my password. See, this is an encoded password. This is not actual password. By default, your DB will encode your password. So that is the password. So this is how you can able to deploy any application in Kubernetes cluster, and also how you can able to access the application, how you can able to enter the data, how you can able to connect the MongoDB database server, how you can able to see the US data. See, don't bother about. I will provide this entire complete document in the GitHub repository. You can try to work on your free time, in your free time. So let me try. So I'm sharing the let me let me share the URL of this application. Try to log in someone, just try to enter the data. Let's see your data is going to store or not. Just try to log in. I sent the application URL. Try to log in. Try to access the application. Try to enter the data. Then let's see your data is going to store or not. Here you can able to see your data. If whoever enter the data, just confirm the chat box, and then I will check in front of you only. Do it first. We have 60 minutes. We need to configure monitoring also. Please stay back for 10 minutes. 10, we will close our session by 9:10 today. Or else we can discuss more about pro database servers tomorrow. If you don't want to stay 10 more minutes. Okay, Agrawal is done. Let's check Agrawal's details. So just give up arrow. See, uh, Charita Vasam, name, Charita's mail, mobile number, Anmakonda. This is her password. So then Sheikh Shahin Shah. So then Visha Sandeep Thakur, and also okay. Agarwal details are available, Kausalya details are available, and Nirmit Kalyani details are available. So this is how MongoDB is going to save your data. So this is how can able to see your data. So this is a encoded password. That means your database server pure completely secure your password. So this is all about how you can able to see the users data. Yeah, thank you guys for providing this much of data. Okay. So now let me exit from the database server. Exit. See, please make sure you should make connection between the front end server and the database server. Then only your application will be up and you can able to access and your data will be stored. But suppose if you forget to make connection between front end server and the database server, the application won't came up and also you cannot access your application and also you cannot store your user data inside the MongoDB or database server. So this is the thing you have to remember. Already I have explained. So again, I will explain. This is very, very important. Connection is very, very important. So definitely developers. One second. Yeah. Let me explain again. Yeah. So definitely there will be a .env file. So from here you can get environments. These environments you have to configure front-end deployment YAML file. Okay. See, you should open the env section, then configure the environment variable name, then provide a actual value name. Please, you should follow double quotations. This is the syntax. Okay. Now come to database deployment YAML file. Here you should provide only your database name. Okay. No need to configure environment variables for any service.yaml file. Not required for service.yaml file. So this thing you have to remember. And also don't expose your database service as load balancer. It is not suggestible. Always you should keep your database as a private endpoints only. Okay, that is all about these things. Okay. Now let me try with a different application. Okay. So far we have discussed, we have applied one application. So let me come back. Let me come back. Give ls. So let me clone another application. Let me clone another application. Let me clone. Todo application. Okay, this repository doesn't have Kubernetes manifest files. It is a Python application. Let me type e-cart application. Yeah, e-commerce application. Let's check. Yeah, okay. This application has deployment YAML file, service YAML file. If I open the deployment YAML file, see inside the single YAML file only, there is a front-end deployment YAML file. There is a no, not this application. Yeah. See, if you open this deployment YAML file, you can see front-end deployment. You can see service YAML file, but there is no Mongo database server. Where is the database server? Deployment ML file. Okay. No, this is not the right repository. Let's take another application. Mhm. Transaction history. It's a very good application. Yeah. See, deployment ML file is available and server ML file is also available. Now let me deploy this transaction application. Come to the cluster, just clone, hit the enter. Give ls. Let me enter transaction application. Enter. So let me create a namespace because already in default namespace, retail application resources are running. So it will come zip. So Qt will create a ns Morley-ns. So let me configure this namespace name inside our deployment YAML files. Qt will get ns, then open, give ls, then open deployment YAML file Murali-ns. Okay, configure your namespace name here. Configure namespace Murali-ns. Name space Murali-ns. Close. Same way service YAML file also. Come space namespace Murali-ns. Now let me apply kubectl apply -f deployment YAML file. Then kubectl apply -f service YAML file. So now check resources kubectl get all -f Murali-ns. See, pods are creating. This is service. This is deployment. This is the replica set. If I give a para, see containers are running. So now you can access your application by using the application. This is a URL. Copy the external IP address. Port number is 80. Port number is 80. Then open the new tab. Then paste it 80. The site cannot be reached. What happened? What was the port number? 3000, not 80. Yes. Column 3000. Let me do cat command. Contain port number 3000 only. Why it's assigned 80? Just do refresh. Okay, it is loading. Let me check the security group port number. I think I opened all TCP. I'm sure. Yeah, Alt SDP is open. No need to open the port number. Okay. It's came up. So this is the transaction application. How we can able to deploy different application. But for this database, there is no database. Okay. So far, if you have any questions, you can ask. Tomorrow is the last class. Tomorrow we are going to be discussing about how to set up a monitoring servers and also how to create a complete CI/CD pipeline. So that means so far we have discussed how to deploy a application in a container level manually, but you have to deploy application by using the CI/CD, that means pipeline only. And also here we have deployed two applications. So whatever we have done so far, this is this is called manual deployment. In real time, you should not do like this. But for basics, you have to understand about. So that's why I explained manual process. Tomorrow, I will explain how to automate this application deployment process by using a Jenkins CI/CD pipeline. That means Jenkins only will deploy the application into our cluster. So you don't need to execute QCTL apply even deployment YAML file, QCTL apply service YAML file, all these things. So Jenkins only will do these jobs. You just need to run the you have to create the pipeline, you have to run the pipeline. Remaining entire stack, Jenkins will take care. So that is the thing tomorrow we are going to discussing about. So two things we have discussed. One is monitoring, one is Jenkins CI/CD complete pipeline. So tomorrow we will discuss. So far, if you have any questions, you can please ask. And also remember, you should understand about how to terminate the cluster also. So let me explain how to terminate the cluster. What is the command? See EKS CTL, EKS CTL, delete cluster, mention your cluster name. My cluster name is KATS-cluster. Then mention region name, SCI-East-1. So this is the command to delete the cluster, EKS-CTL delete cluster. Please remember, if you forget deleting the cluster, you will get more bill because of it is a highly paid service. Kubernetes is a highly paid service in AWS service, in AWS console management. EKS-CTL delete cluster -name -region. Enter. See, it is going to delete in the cluster. For deleting also, it will take 10 minutes. You have to wait. Okay. So this is all for today. If you have any questions, so please you can ask. I will help you. Amar, can you share the attendance link? Someone is asking the attendance link.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, in my EKS under upgrade insights, it is showing 4 and in your it's showing 0. Why? Insights it's showing 0. Just look for the insights. Click on the insights. Just look what it is saying. It is telling. Don't bother about insert. It is not a worry point. It is a normal thing. Still, if you have any questions, please you can ask. Sir, when you send the link, I was able to register. So when you send the link, I was not able to register. So please replay at what time exam. See, regarding the exam and registration, can you confirm the Amar? Can you confirm regarding the exam and date they are asking?
Guys, don't worry about the exam. Tomorrow you can attend the session. We'll share the link here in the chat box. But tomorrow exam will be there. I will not reveal the time, but you can be there in the session. Anytime it will happen.
Okay, still, if you have any questions, please you can ask. If no questions, we will wind up our session for today. So confirm the chat box if you don't have any questions. Okay, no questions. Thank you guys. See you in tomorrow's class.